Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3, the one in which we're doing all the greater rifts. We did a couple in the last episode and we are pushing on, and we're working on our Wreath of Lightning at the moment. Once we get it up to rank 25, we're going to start upping the torment difficulty on these greater rifts. But we're making good progress, and we're doing it with enough time left over that I'm not too worried about how things are going. It's just I want that extra speed boost, the extra maneuverability of being able to run away from stuff in an emergency. And now that we've got that potion of chaos, actually, we've got a whole range of possibilities. It doesn't actually let you use it until you've been hurt, though, so it's one I'll need to try out when we're actually in trouble. Results may vary. I do like that. I wonder if it ever teleports you all the way back to town. Because it says, like, depending on the amount of life you've got left. So I'm assuming the less life you have, the further you get moved.
How does that feel?
Oh, delicious, delicious mobs. Come into my arcane orbs. Okay, so it teleported me a short distance, but it was far enough to potentially get me out of trouble. But it wasn't a huge amount of space it moved me. That was me very tactically trying to stand on stuff that would whittle down my absorb shield, and then take just a little bit of damage right at the very end. Hence the lack of talking from concentration. It was super serious business, you know, you can't always explain these things ahead of time. And we're moving on to the second level. Let's go in. Got the frame rate stacks, and now Arcane Orb murders everything as per normal. 1, 2, 3, and they're dead. Obviously, as we're gaining Paragon levels, we're getting more maximum arcane power, which is pretty good for us. Really, that is going to be our limiting kill factor until we get up to Delcere's set, just because we're using the benefit from Triumvirate to boost it so much. It is doing most of our killing.
You dare attack me?
Not the only thing doing the killing, of course. I mean, we are still electrocuting stuff, but Mycon's Ball of Hate does not do nearly as much damage overall. Power Pylon and Meteor and having the convention of elements sticking around as well. It's all good. It's all good, people. Use a power pylon to apply murder liberally across the entire group. Right. Let's focus on those to the left. You should not have been able to do that at full speed. You were inside a slow time. I saw that. Diablo hacks. Bogan abusing the game mechanics there somehow. Pop, pop, pop. And it's just this one down here that we need to focus on now. Lovely. One of those are getting exploded on by a bunch of them at the same time would probably be as bad as Molten's going off. I had a Nagel Ring, I know what it does to enemies. How much octane power does this actually take? It only takes 30. Come on, give me some nice mobs. I want to kill something interesting. No? Okay, fine. I'll move on to the next area. see the chain lightning shooting all the way around the edge there, destroying all those stalagmites and stalactites and just general rock formations.
If only they could see me now.
Okay, let's push on through. Get another slow time here. Stand back and do it all with lightning. You look like an interesting bunch of mobs.
Your defenses are nothing.
Teleported me further than my healing potion does. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Okay, let's move on from him because he's taking forever to kill.
Still waiting.
Just leave the meteor to finish him off. It's like, yeah, no, I've done enough, you know. Just, you know, watch the skies. Watch the skies.
Just warming up.
You'll get yours, mate, don't worry.
Not ready yet.
Oop, nope. Let's get out of that. That healing potion actually really helped me there. I was stuck from moving forwards and it put me just enough to the side. Let's back off a little bit. And that was just because I was pushing forward too quickly. Being too impatient.
Your defenses are nothing.
When we up the difficulty, I will not be doing that. I hope. If I'm still doing that when we up the difficulty, then I deserve whatever comes my way.
The Rift Guardian.
Okay. Hey, Crusader King. Okay, all the arcane orbs now. That was perfect timing for the Convention of Elements, just when it had the fire thing on it. Ooh, we're stuck. Ah, that's fine. Ooh, that was a bit rough. He was still within that. Alright, chest armor. That's nice. Let's do the gem first. So, we're hoping, fingers crossed everyone. No. It's possible. It's still possible. Oh, come on. Fine, we've got one more. And that was Blackthorns. Of course it was Blackthorns. One more Greater Rift will finish that off for us.
My knowledge increases.
Let's get Blackthorns being identified. We'll carry on improving our life. That's such a huge amount of life we've got. Oh, it's an ancient Blackthorn surcoat. Well, that's just going to look even prettier when it goes under the hammer. Kadala, let's have a talk about helmets.
Don't forget, luck always changes.
Okay, well, it's pretty, but that's going under the hammer as well. Got these bits off, and I think we jump straight back in without any further fuss. We'll keep it at this level.
Embrace your power, and you will survive.
It looks like we're going up against the Cuddlies. I'm scared. Are you scared?
Still waiting.
They're not actually that tough. Can you imagine, like, a universe where living flowers and what looked like cuddly but murderous teddy bears lived in caves, you wouldn't go near caves at all. I know, like, regular bears live in caves, but it'd be like the most horrendous nightmare you can imagine. Here. Please don't correct me in the comments if you can imagine like a more horrendous nightmare. Let's keep it light and upbeat rather than like the tragedies of war or the horrible dark depths of anyone's particular psyche. No one needs to know that. There are paid professionals that can help you with that if that's the kind of thing that you need to talk about. Alright, we'll get the conduit pylon.
How does that feel?
He is technically dead, even though he doesn't look it. Just slowly fading out of existence. I see you guys. Come closer. Hug the lightning. Lightning wants hugs too. Desperate poison enchanted reflects damage and knockback. That's not too bad a combination. Burn through them quickly enough, although they did actually make it through my shield. Be a bit more cautious about standing on Desecrator's stuff. But let's just move on. More caves, as if we haven't had enough. This is going to be the one, I feel it. This is the one that's going to get us Wreath of Lightning up. And then we can look at specifically what's going to give us the best boost on our kill speed, I think. Which might end up being, well, Simplicity's strength will work with our primary attack, but Bane of the Traps will work with everything, so we might do Bane of the Traps next. Have that as our focus. Because that'll affect everything that's close to us, and everything that's under a slow time ever. And everything that gets knocked up in the air by Azura. Effectively, it's really good, is what it comes down to. Deal that stun damage and stun effects and paralysis and weird ward. I love the fact that they all come charging in and basically they do nothing. Like, yep, I know you're there. I'll deal with you in a moment when I'm ready, not when you're ready. You just stand still for a moment and get yourself tased. Thunderstorm, poison, enchanted, poison, desecrator. Let's be a little bit careful about these guys. They went down really easily. Shield pylon. Just refresh our bits and bobs. Put down a slow time and root murder. It's a thing. Armor killed him in the distance there. I don't know if you saw that. Okay, back up top. I really want to get out of this cave. I'm done with this cave. There is nothing more here for me to see.
I'm so good, I astound myself.
If we can bump the difficulty all the way up to Greater Rift 13, which I think is Torment 7, then we could take on Sadir and Malthael and finish off the last part of our season journey as well. Which is kind of interesting to be doing the Slayer one without actually having your set.
How does that feel?
At least not the set that we want. We've got other options, but I think I'd like to try and do it with this. You know, keep Malthael stun locked as much as possible, and it would be much nicer to be doing 2000% extra damage though with arcane orbs every single time I shot them. That would be nice. Just saying. Throwing it out there. Let the world know. Pretty please.
If only they could see me now.
Okay, let's move on. Not a cave, not a cave. Ah, cool. Not a cave. Speed pylon.
If only they could
And
see
mobs
me
that die
now.
relatively quickly. This is going to be a good place. Paragon 228. Very nice. Why you? Quit it. Right. Now, about all those poison things you were putting on the floor. Are we done? We're done. Well, you're done. I'm not done.
The Rift Guard.
Crusader King again. Cool. Slow time. All of the lightning. And arcane, arcane. All of the lightning. Giant stars above his head as he gets stunned. Crusader King is probably the weakest one that we have to face, just because of his animations and how long he takes between them. Our shield ends up coming back. A helm, a belt. That belt could be the Shame of Delcir if we're really lucky. But let's focus on the gem first. It's Thunder God figure. Breath of Lightning now gives us a speed boost. Oh yes. Okay, so we could put Bane of the Trapped up, we could carry on with the Wreath of Lightning, or we could do Simplicity Strength. I think Bane of the Trapped is where our actual damage oomph is going to be coming from. It's not a huge amount, it's only 0.3% each time we do it, but it does add up.
I am returning to town.
Okay, let's hash this in.
The blood.
Talk to Gadala about some helmets as well, because we've got enough shards. Nope. So let's get these two ID'd and salvaged up. And then we can jump into a higher rift. Ooh! Well, that's kind of nice. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to hold on to that. I don't know when I'll end up changing, if I'll end up changing across to it. And this could be worth holding on to for a Litany of the Undaunted. Right? In fact, both of those could be worth holding on to for Legacy of Nightmares run. Okay. Let's get a new tab. This is for the Legacy of Nightmares. We want it to look like this. So, belt helm, Litany of the Undaunted. Yeah, that can go either side of the belt. The Wailing Host. I don't think we have. Oh, the Haunt of Vaxo could go well with it. Although I may end up wearing that Haunt of Vaxo. What else did we have? I think you can use... Yeah, you can use ancient set items. as long as that's the only set bonus that you have. So let's just see if there's any of these that we particularly care about. Primordial Soul is a possibility, although I think probably not. I think we kind of want to be doing the sort of run that we're doing at the moment with Triumvirate and that. But it's not a bad start. 1, 2, 3, 4 ancient items out of let's say shoulders, helm missing, chest missing. Yeah, so it's not a bad start. Anyway, right, what was I doing? I was dropping these off, and we were going to jump into a slightly more difficult rift. Let's go up to level 27 and see how that goes. Taking all of my money, this is.
Unleash your power.
Oh, yeah, Wreath of Lightning, get the speed boost. Man, it'll be so nice to actually be doing a ton of damage in these rather than just regular amounts of damage. And we're making good progress, though. Yeah, these are dying quickly enough. We probably could have jumped up to 28 straight away. But that was a few too many levels to go all that way for. It's a shame you don't get a little icon to show that you've got the Wreath of Lightning on, because there'll be times when you have it that you don't necessarily know, like if there's no mobs nearby. Thanks, but no thanks, mate. And I appreciate what you're trying to do with the whole murder thing. Generally speaking, it's a good plan, but just, you know, not me.
I'm unstoppable.
Yeah, not bad. And we've not had any pylons or anything either. We've been pretty lucky with the way the mobs have been clustered together, but I'd say that this build is working out all right.
I'm unstoppable.
Get that on all of them and try and stand out of that horrible, painful ground. Get this. Womp, womp, womp.
You dare attack me?
Yes, cluster together for me. Look at that. Pretty good against bosses and elites. Very good against packs like that.
Not ready yet.
If we've got the shield pylon, we may as well just stand here and face tank them. Okay, that worked. Let's move on to level 3, and hopefully it'll be a nice open area, I was going to say, where we can get nice clusters of mobs together, and at least there's a conduit pylon.
Need more time. I'm so good, I astound myself.
Gotta watch out for those ranged attacks, because those will do a hell of a lot of damage at this level. And we're doing a hell of a lot of damage in addition, but That doesn't mean we should be negligent.
I'm so
Ooh,
good.
this
I
could be bad.
astound
Let's make sure we've
myself.
got a way out. Yep, way out, back up this way. Shielding knockback past Molten. It was the knockback that got us, really.
If only they could see me now.
Let's go straight over its head. Right, now we can deal with you. And all your little innards. Just a bit too cramped to fight effectively. I think that's why I'm not a huge fan of this area. With a melee person, I don't mind so much because you kind of want to minimise the number of mobs you're going up against. 3 at the same time. But with a ranged
Your
person,
grave awaits.
you want to be able to move around and cluster a huge group together and stuff like that. Oh god, that was a big knockback.
Not ready yet.
Slowest, most impactful spell on the planet.
If only they could see me now.
Okay, let's run around the edge of those bits.
Still waiting.
All the huge monster death nearby. Kind of hard to keep track of it all, really. Alright, stand in the Oculus ring and do what I can about getting these guys smacked. Right, you're down, just your friend to go. Don't think I've forgotten you over there.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
I don't know whether it's the area, but everything does feel a little bit more dangerous. But that's probably a combination of the area that we're in and me being aware that we're at a higher difficulty level. I don't think there's any actual empirical evidence for that.
Your defenses are nothing.
Very nearly Rift Guard in time. The power pylon will have worn off by the time we get there, but we are very close. Okay, which way are we going? We're going up this way. And round, and down, and then back up. I know that I've still got that Paragon point to assign. But while we're in the middle of all this, I thought just push on as much as we can. Get this area sorted as quickly as we can, and then we can deal with it afterwards, along with all the loot. Assuming we get any loot. If we don't get any loot, I'll be a little bit disappointed. Hey, Agni Dogs! Let's refresh those just to make sure they don't run out in this fight. Oh, he's got a little bit of a puff on him, doesn't he? Not stand directly in his line of fire as much as we can avoid it. Or directly on his ground of fire. Ow! Whatever that was, that just took a huge chunk out of us.
Need more time.
This slow time is very good for fighting these ranged bosses. Just for being able to position ourselves. And you notice he is still getting stunned, so we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, all the way around. Get another slow time on you. Plenty of time.
You have triumphed.
Set gloves. Unique chest armor. Interesting. Let's see what we're going to do. So 60% across the board. We could try and keep them even, I suppose. Okay, one apiece. I'm happy with that. Let's put that point into maximum arcane power. And what the hell gloves are these? Of course we find ancient witch doctor gloves, which I'm sure my brother would love, but they are pretty useless for us. That is kind of hilarious. Okay, let's head back to town.
I am strongest.
And we've made it to Paragon 230. Salvage, salvage. These have to be salvaged. That's a real shame. And chainmail, not interested enough in it. Although I suppose we could have worn those Zunamas's gloves, so we had some ancient gloves for the Litany of Legacy of Nightmares set, but we're not going to be going for that conquest this season. I don't think it's actually one of the ones available. All right, let's see if we can get either the Swami or the Crown of the Primus. Doesn't look like it, no. But we have a focus for what we're doing now. We're down to 7 Greater Rift Keystones. I think I'm going to finish this episode there, and I'm going to run through another couple of Greater Rifts off camera. But thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying it. And join me again next time for more Diablo 3. I'll see you soon.